Welcome, pilot. This is your essential briefing on the new engineering gameplay. If you're flying solo, your ship is everything. And believe me, these new systems change the entire game. Your survival? It depends on mastering them. So let's get started.
You know, this is the question that keeps us up at night, right? In this new reality of Star Citizen, damage isn't just a health bar ticking down anymore. Oh no, it's a whole cascade of failures. And when you're out there alone, you're the one who has to manage it all. We're going to make sure your answer to this question is always a firm yes, and it all starts with your pre-flight protocol.
Look, a successful run starts way before you even think about powering on your engines. For a solo pilot, what you carry on you, your personal loadout, is your first and sometimes your very last line of defense. It's just as important as the ship you're flying.
Okay, let's be crystal clear. These items are not optional. They are the absolute bare minimum for anyone flying alone. Your repair tool is your lifeline, the RMC is basically its ammo, and fuses? Well, get used to them, because you'll be swapping those mid-fight. And the fire extinguisher? More critical than you'd ever think. As for the helmet? Just trust me on this one. Keep it on.
Here's your shopping list, and the good news is it's cheap and effective. Just pop over to a Dumper's Depot for your repair gear. Now, here's a crucial pro tip. When you're buying those RMC canisters, make sure you're grabbing the full one for 275 AUEC. The cheaper one? It's empty. You do not want to learn that lesson the hard way. Trust me.
All right, let's talk about your new command center. As a solo pilot, you don't have a buddy in the back shouting out warnings. This console? This is your entire engineering department rolled into one screen. Honestly, understanding this interface is just as critical as knowing how to fly the ship itself.
So, this console gives you a complete, real-time diagnostic of your ship's entire resource network. It lets you see power flowing, check on every component, and even pinpoint the exact location of a fire. It's basically your eyes and ears inside the hole while you're trying to stay focused on the fight outside.
You're going to be living in these three main views. The room's view, which is awesome by the way, gives you this cool 3D hologram of your ship and shows you exactly where the problem is. The engineering view is where you do the dirty work, rerouting power, managing systems. And the preset view, that lets you cook up custom power profiles you can swap on the fly. It is perfect for quickly switching from full-on combat mode to get me out of here mode.
So, preparation is done, you're out on your mission, but let's be real, the verse is not a quiet place. Contact is pretty much inevitable, and this is where all that theory becomes a very harsh reality.
Your shields are flashing. You feel the impacts rattling the whole frame. Forget everything you knew. This isn't about watching a health bar go down anymore. Every single shot has the potential to punch right through your armor and start shredding the delicate systems inside.
And yep, the enemy is definitely aiming for your guts. Ballistic rounds are especially nasty at this. They can tear through your hull and basically create a cone of chaos inside your ship, wrecking whatever's in their path. Coolers, shield generators, your weapons, it's all on the table.
This quote right here, it nails the community's biggest concern right now. See, the whole point of this new system is to disable ships, a soft death, instead of just blowing them up. But hard death, instant destruction, is still happening way too often. And one particular component failure is usually the reason why.
That's it. That's the probability that your power plant will go into a critical, explosive meltdown once it's destroyed. A timer pops up on your engineering console, and from that moment on, you're in a flat-out race against time to fix it before your ship and you get vaporized.
Okay, you made it through the initial attack. You're drifting, maybe, but you're alive. Now the real work begins. What you do in these next few moments is absolutely critical. This is your damage control protocol.
Your SRT tool is your absolute best friend in a crisis. Find that broken part, your console will literally point you to it, and just start spraying it with that RMC. But remember, this is a battlefield patch-up. It'll get a destroyed component working again, but it won't be perfect. To get it back to 100%, you're going to have to limp back to a station.
Fire. It's your other great enemy out here. The console's room's view will show you exactly where it is. But listen up, because this is the crucial part that trips up so many pilots. Just putting out the flames is not enough. You have to keep spraying the walls, the pipes, everything around it until it's all completely cooled down. If you don't, I promise you, that fire will reignite.
As a solo pilot, you basically have two ways to fight a fire. The extinguisher is great, it's precise, but it can be slow if the fire is really raging. Your other option, it's a bit more radical.
Venting the atmosphere. If you can get to a console and your doors still have power, you can just open a section to the vacuum of space. Whoosh, fire's gone. But it means that whole part of your ship is unusable till you repressurize. So, you gotta choose wisely.
Okay, your training has to include the way things are right now. This whole system isn't perfect yet. It has flaws, it has quirks, it has bugs that you absolutely have to expect because honestly, they can be just as deadly as an enemy missile.
So this is what you're really up against, and the community is vocal about this stuff for a reason. Those slow doors feel like an eternity when your ship is about to blow. You might just trip and fall while running to a fire during a high G turn. You might even find a fuse panels blocked by an invisible wall, forcing you to get creative with a tractor beam just to pull the fuse. You have to be aware of these realities. Knowing they can happen is half the battle.
The tools and the knowledge are yours now, pilot. Engineering adds this incredible new layer of depth, and it turns every single fight into a dynamic puzzle. How you use these systems, how you prepare, and how you react when everything is on fire, that is what will ultimately determine your fate out there in the verse. End of briefing.